This sandstorm might have just bought us some time, but you need to disable that chopper.
Copy that.
Yes, ghost.
Chopper's been grounded. Repeat.
Jenson! You're welcome.
Oh, I've already done that once, but I completely forgot about ghosts and I just literally ran straight to the helicopter. Just getting shot at and everything.
Artificial eyes to prosthetic limbs.
From molecular-sized computers.
Human-controlled evolution available to all. We will merge with machines, with
When
computers.
this is done, the Illuminati won't be able to control men and women like you.
No, stop!
Had planned.
Scenes of horror on the streets of Detroit.
What kind of madness has gripped mechanically augmented people?
Shanghai, Los Angeles, Ankara, Dubai.
People are dying out there. Millions of people.
The search for survivors in Pangaea has been downgraded to a recovery mission.
The Czech Republic leads a growing list of countries calling for the relocation of its augmented citizens. It's a new world, Adam. It's afraid of people like us.
Bust into safe and secure segregation. Sarif Industries closed its doors to
You didn't think it would end with the AUG incident, did you?
We were victims. This is retribution for a tragedy we cannot control.
They control the news. They buried the truth with disinformation.
Possible detonations. Looks like car bombs.
Another terrorist attack, this time in a police station.
The United Nations Security Council has tasked
The new anti-terrorist intelligence and response team will have Task Force 29. Agent Jenson.
I won't let it happen again.
What have the events in Dubai cost us?
They knew the risks.
How many assets did we lose?
All of them. This sandstorm didn't help.
The mission was a success.
Clearly, your scale for success is a generous one. However, the erratic nature of the attack could work to our advantage. Interpol will be confused for weeks, and with our continued guidance, the people will come round eventually. We are all in this for the long game, after all.
That's never changed.
You think so? Do I need to remind you all how far we have veered off course? The Og incident has caused a schism in society. Things are worse than we projected, and growing more unstable every day. This will not be tolerated. To ensure the success of our vision, the disruptive elements must be excised.
No one here disagrees with you. But let me fly to New York and I will personally evaluate the situation. We may already have the votes we need to ensure that the Human Restoration Act passes.
Very well. Stanton, you accompany. We may need to exert financial as well as political pressure to silence anyone opposed. Proceed. Elizabeth, I'll contact you later.
It won't succeed, Lucius, even with Dowd's money. You know what Rand will find in New York? weak, ineffectual men. And with Nathaniel Brown still an unknown factor.
Of course. That is why we're proceeding with our alternate strategy. You have claimed much in the past, Paige. This is your chance to deliver.
Everything is in place. We can initiate whenever you wish.
How secure your communications, Bob? Jaina seems to have eyes everywhere these days. He and his Juggernaut collective...
Janus won't be an issue. I've made arrangements. I laid the foundations. Now it is time to get everyone's attention. Paige, activate the sleep cell.
Illuminati.
Konečná stanice Růžičkovo nádraží. Příjezd za 5 minut.
Miller, it's Jensen. Just getting off the train now.
Copy that. We'll debrief when you get in. You coming straight to the office?
Unless there's a problem at a checkpoint.
Your papers should be in order. Just keep your head down. Miller out.
Hold off.
No, I'm afraid they are not. Just let my wife think. Come here. Yes, you.
Oh, so sorry.
Very sorry.
Damn it.
Oh, cool. Damn Clank. Why don't you watch where you're going?
Here, let me help you with that, ma'am.
Ma'am? Seriously?
I could have gone with Sweetie. You get my message about Dubai?
Yeah. I'm glad you're all right, Adam. That ambush sounded pretty bad, man.
Not something I was expecting, that's for sure. Any idea who hit us?
Well, I'm sure your task force will come up with something. And that it won't be with...
So guys, got disturbed by a phone call. I'll carry on.
The Juggernaut Collective digs up. Kinda odd though, don't you think? Interpol sending your team, the Prague team, to Dubai in the first place?
Miller said they were scrambling. Last minute intel. We were the only strike team available.
Yeah, well, that's a lie. Better get moving. Collective has been keeping tabs on all task force divisions ever since we slipped you into one of them. They've got a team in Oman. Could have been a hell of a lot faster than you guys.
So why send us?
I don't know. If the task force is an Illuminati front, like we all suspect, it doesn't make much sense to send it into an ambush.
Unless they wanted our team to see something. Officially.
Augové, připravte si papíry. Připravte si papíry na inspekci.
Don't make a scene, Adam.
Wouldn't dream of it, Alex.
Nezastavuj se!
I swear it's gotten even worse here in the past few days. Everyone looking over their shoulder. Terrified Augs like us are going to attack them again.
Somebody probably will. Treat people like animals long enough, they'll start acting like animals.
You say that like there's nothing we could do to stop it.
I already tried 2 years ago. Didn't work out so well.
So what? Are you saying we should just give up? Let hatred and prejudice take over? To hell with that!
I'm saying I can only go after enemies I see, Alex. The men who caused all this, the true power brokers, they're the ones I need to stop. I thought you knew that.
I do. You, me, the Juggernaut Collective. We're all trying to stop them. It doesn't mean turning a blind eye to...
Then help me find them.
Just watch yourself, Clank.
I hate this city. Come on. If you're right about Dubai, about the Illuminati needing your team as witnesses, then we need to find out why. Who gave you the order to mobilize?
Miller did. But it probably came from someone higher up the chain.
Doesn't mean he's not in on it. Ever heard of the NSM?
The neural subnet, sure. In TF-29, directors use it to plan ops and communicate privately in cyberspace. What's this?
Whisper chip. Custom-made wiretap device. Janus designed it to fit inside the NSM's motherboard.
Ah, the elusive Janus. Leader of the hacktivists. Am I ever gonna meet this guy?
Someday, maybe. Right now you need to concentrate on Miller and find a way to access the NSM's motherboard.
Alex, you okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get out of here. Do you hear that? I'm gonna check it out.
Okay, be careful. We'll talk.
Stand back, let me help. Hold on. Shit. Alex, it's Adam.
Hey, you sound like shit. How you feeling?
A little sore, but I'll be all right. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I've been through worse. Jesus, how fucked up is that to think, huh?
Listen, Alex, my systems are acting up a little, so I've got to get checked out. But if you want to meet or...
What? No, I'm fine, man. You just take care of you. This girl's built tough. Give me a call when you're useful again, okay?
All right, I will. Talk to you soon.
We're back in the game. And we're missing some orgs. What are we missing? Got all sorts of funny things going on. Yep. Alright, let's explore the apartment. That's got to be done. What have we got? Throwable. I'm going to chuck my plant. Oh, hello. Whoops. I didn't actually want to do that. Collect crafting parts to craft items or customize weapons. From the inventory, select a weapon and hold triangle to access the customization menu. From the inventory, access the crafting menu using R1 or by selecting crafting parts and pressing X.
Let's keep going. First of all, let me get this out of the way when talking about...
So it says press triangle there. Kind of don't want to walk that way. I kind of want to go up there because that seems pretty cool. You can just. It actually flushes. It's got to be done. What's this? Medication. Right, so you can replenish health instantly by using painkillers or a hypostim. To use a hypostim, open the quick inventory by holding triangle and pressing R2. To use painkillers, open the quick inventory holding select 1. Medication is single use and it disappears after activation.
Open blinds.
Oh.
Good morning, Adam. You have one new message.
From?
David Sarif.
Play it.
Adam, it's David. I know it's been a while, but what happened in Prague yesterday? Look, son, whatever reasons you've had for not getting in touch these last 2 years, well, life's too short. I'm leaving for London soon, but give me a call.
You saved his vidcall number?
Yes, Adam. Just activate your TV system.
There's an ebook here. Juggernaut Collective, Interpol case file 679310. The Juggernaut Collective originated in the early 2020s when a hacker named Eli posted a badly written call to arms type message on the darknet. Filled with misspellings and grammatical errors, it invited those disillusioned with the stranglehold 1%ers have on our world. Oh, okay, that's why. To join him in the attacking, exposing, and spoiling their plots. The group first made headlines in 2025 by hijacking atmospheric processors used by a popular weather artist in Paris and sending hurricane-force winds to decimate a Page Industries-sponsored event. Around the same time, Eli was replaced online by a new nom de plume Janus. Efforts to ascertain the real-world identity of either hacker have thus far proven unsuccessful. Under Janus's leadership, the collective have become increasingly effective at bankrupting Fortune 500 companies, exposing government misdeeds and, in general, making life difficult for the extremely wealthy. Particularly worrisome to counter-terrorism agencies around the world is growing evidence that the collective have been recruiting a number of experienced agents, often with black ops expertise, to assist them. That's bad. I'll just save it because it doesn't auto-save whenever you read one of those ebooks. So, alright, I've already missed an ebook. So, as I said, I am following a guide for a lot of the collector items. Here we go. Alright. How not to get yourself killed. Since there's no point trying to convince you not to do what you're planning to do, I figured I could at least stop you from getting killed too quickly. That is, after all, why you constantly come to me for help, isn't it? This device contains data I've collected, links which may or may not support your theory that extremely wealthy individuals have manipulated events and caused everything bad that's happened to us. Maybe sifting through it will let you find them, Pritchard. Congress under pressure to reconvene human augmentation hearing. The hearings were suspended after a terrorist attack at South Industry claimed the lives of leading researchers. Pro-human activists raid South Factory, take hostages. This marks the second time in 6 months that an attack has been directed against the biotechnology firm. Taiyong Medical continues global expansion. The Shanghai-based augmentation developer increased its market share by 7.3% this week by purchasing yet another human enhancement firm. Anti-augmentation riots are up worldwide. The violence began after Picus News released grainy satellite footage of scientists performing torturous experiments on augmented super soldiers. World Health Organization issues worldwide recall of biochips. The recall comes and reports ranging from minor disturbances to potentially lethal defects. Mechanically enhanced people are urged to visit their local limb clinics immediately. Key players to tour Panchaea hold augmentation debate. Hoping to end the growing controversial billionaire Hugh Darrow has invited high-ranking government officials and key players in the human enhancement field to the Arctic. Chaos reigns globally as augmented go insane. All at once, augmented individuals around the world went crazy, attacking and killing everything in sight just as Darrow's broadcasted welcome speech began. Recovery hopes dim as global death toll mounts. Dense populated augmentation-friendly cities have suffered the most, although the damage has not been confined completely to them. World's #1 augmented private military corporate declares bankruptcy. Already reeling from losses incurred during the Aug incident, Bell Tower Associates' fate was sealed when hackers linked to the Juggernaut collective leaked details of a black site facility. Biotech industry collapses. Hard hit by both the Taggart Act and a variety of new local and international laws, South Industries joined many of its competitors by closing its doors today. Oh, it actually collapsed. UN report predicts rise in terrorism, calls for Interpol task force to counter it. To cope with rising violence and racism against orgs, governments all over the world are enacting harsh laws, but these laws will, in fact, only encourage more acts of terrorism. JC, welcome back. Welcome package from the collective. Well, show me where things are, is it? So I need to keep an eye on that.
You know, we haven't heard much about this Task Force 29 division lately. The one Interpol created after that quote-unquote
Okay.
horrifying breakdown of cooperation between the intelligence-gathering organizations worldwide.
What's this? If you're reading this, Bratan, it means you got our little welcome package. Good. Now you know what mark to leave if you need to get in touch. Memorize those sites, but use them sparingly. We got other people using them too. In a few days, the pilot will contact you. You met her once before, a Spanish girl with a large sidearm in Detroit. She's solid, trustworthy, and very capable. We're getting her false papers and a job at Lebedev Global. Figured you might need someone permanently watching your back. I'm glad you're doing this, Bratan. I know you still don't trust us, but we know the TF is tied to our common enemy's activities. Find Othal and we'll bring them down together, just like we did with Bell Tower. Q. Oh, I picked that up. Okay. Oh. Let's do that last. Oh. Task Force 29, The Secret Fight Against Global Terrorism. Weekend Editorial Part 1. On the 21st of March 2028, a chain of coordinated bomb attacks exploded in unsuspecting cities and communities around the world. In that terrifying 6-hour period, up to 50 low-tech but horribly effective devices destroyed lives and terrorized humanity, one after the other. Too much, too late. It was the tragic reason the world finally heeded. Highlighted by a press already gorging on stories of bloody terrorism, the lack of communication and cooperation between the international intel-gathering organisations was cited as the primary reason for the March bombings going unprevented. Normally bound and gagged with political red tape, world leaders reached across political fences as international demand for a unified and collaborative solution aligned across the globe. In the weeks following, the UN mediators urgently proposed an international cooperative force with the power to act effectively across borders. Built upon the base of the existing G18, the effort quickly expanded with 11 more willing political participants, and Task Force 29 was born. Ah. We got here. You've got mail. Right. Hey Jenson, sorry not to get back to you before this. Been buried in a sea of paperwork and frankly I'm surprised you're asking. Only met Miller once via the NSN. Seemed more than competent. He was with the Tactical Assault Group in Australia before the incident. Hell of a marksman, so to say. Don't know how he ended up overseeing the Central European office, but then I don't understand how you ended up there either. After Detroit, I figured your SWAT experience and my recommendation would get you in the door, but I thought headquarters would keep you in the States. Sure could use your insider's knowledge of org developers to get a handle on the back market suppliers we've been chasing down. Hate to say it, but they're giving us hell. Oops. Oh well, adapt and react, right? Anyway, not much more I can tell you about Miller. If you do put in for a transfer, let me know first. Maybe I can pull some strings. Christian Giroux. Harrelson Hugh. Adam. Thank you for your detailed specification for the trench coat. As discussed, it will be completed within 10 business days and shipped express. Peter Chang. How's that that guy's pitch is like real. Okay. Director Miller said you'll probably come in after a good night's sleep despite what just happened to you. I have no idea why you would do that. If it was me, TF-29 is the last place I would want to go right now. Don't let the bunker atmosphere fool you. This place is a target. We are all targets. I'm not just being paranoid here, okay? You'll understand when we talk in person. P.S. Related to the above thing we need to talk about, I changed your office password. It's now the name of the band on the t-shirt Aria wore that time I saw her, the one I told you about. I swear I'm not trying to be cute or cryptic, I'm trying to be safe. Chang. PSS. Try running through your home smart system interface again and let me know if you're still getting that armory glitch. Latest firmware should have taken care of it. Last thing I'd want to do is in your shoes is leave my apartment without bullets. Hello Home Anna. From the menu, please select the type of setting you wish to change. Lock, unlock doors. Shutting doors, reactivating keypads. Can't pick up my fridge. Oh. I'm cleaning out my closets, so to speak. Anything else? Why would you have money in there? Ooh, biocells. Replace it. Yeah, I know about that already. Biocells can also be used to power some electrical equipment. So keep one handy at all times, I suppose. Call Sarif, watch TV. Let's watch TV.
It's about time.
In yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Sister Airlines Flight 451.
I was seeing that.
Adam! Thanks for calling me back, son.
Sarif.
I heard about the bombing in Prague. It's all over the news. Did anyone you know get hurt?
You know me. Tend to keep to myself. I'm surprised you even know I'm here.
Interpol called me when you applied for the job, part of their extensive background checks. I gave you a glowing recommendation.
Thanks. What do you want?
What do I want? Jeez, Adam. I know I did some questionable things in the past, but a lot's happened in the last 2 years. To both of us.
That's true. For what it's worth, I'm glad you made it out of Panchaea. You obviously landed on your feet, though, unlike a lot of other people.
That's true. For what it's worth, I'm glad you made it out of Panchaea.
Thank you. It wasn't easy, as I'm sure you know. I was at death's door by the time the rescue crews pulled me out of the wreckage, and while the doctors were stitching me back together, my company fell apart. Wasn't anything I could do to stop it, not from a hospital bed.
I heard Tai Young Medical bought everything up.
They're the only biotech corporation that could after the incident. Our patents, our tech, everything. Oh well, sometimes one dream has to die so another can rise from its ashes.
You heard anything from Megan?
After all we went through, I thought she'd stand by me. Still, you know, she always wanted to be at the cutting edge. She didn't see a future for herself in Detroit, so she went to VersaLife.
She moved to Hong Kong?
San Francisco. They've got an offshore research facility there named Rokaseca Beach. I'm sure you've seen it in the news.
California, huh? I wonder if she's told her mother.
You want my advice, son? Write her out of your life, because I'm damn sure she's written us out of hers.
You talked to Pritchard lately?
Frank! Out of all of us, I think he's the one who's changed the least.
He'd probably tell you there wasn't anything about him that needed changing.
I'm sure he would. But when the world transforms itself the way ours has, people need to adapt or get left behind. Frank's freelance now, but he's still in computer security, still in Detroit. I don't know if he'll ever leave.
Your message said you were going to London. Casual trip? Or is this tied to the new dream?
I'm meeting with the Santo Group, Nathaniel Brown and his investors.
Santo? They built the Udalek complex, the Og Ghetto, here in Prague. Why are you meeting with them?
Brown's got big plans. He wants to focus on real solutions, ideas that look to the future. You've heard of the Safe Harbor Initiative?
I've heard of Rabia, the walled city he and his company are building in the desert for Ogs.
Rabia's just a part of it. We're talking about self-sustaining, energy-efficient arcologies that can be replicated anywhere on Earth. Cities built by the augmented, for the augmented.
Where the dream of self-controlled human evolution lives on.
It may not seem like it right now, son, but one day, people will move on from the incident, and when that happens, we'll be ready for it. I'm glad we caught up, Adam. I've always tried to look out for you, you know. That bombing yesterday.
You didn't call to talk about the bombing. Just ask.
It's nothing, really. I just need a signature so I can finish filing the bankruptcy paperwork.
You need my signature?
Yeah, apparently there was some kind of bureaucratic mix-up caused by you being declared legally dead for a year. The apartment in Detroit was leased in your name even though we paid for it.
Fine. Send me the paperwork.
Thanks, Adam. I appreciate it, really.
Goodbye, Sarif.
Right, okay, I think I'm done in the apartment. Looks like there's quite a lot to do before I actually move on with any missions. Oh, you can't throw stuff in your own apartment? I'll stick it on the table then. There you go. Okay.
Miller, it's Jenson.
It's good to finally hear from you, Agent. You doing okay?
Sorry about the downtime. I'll get to the office as soon as I can, but my Augs took a hit during the attack. I need to get them looked at.
Of course. There's a lot of work ahead of us, Jensen. I'll see you when you get in.
Dr. Kohler, I need to pay you a visit.
Jensen! Now's actually a really good time for me, like right now!
Something wrong?
There are some guys in my bookshop. Pissed off the Valley gangster-looking guys. So, unless you want bloodshed the day after a terror attack...
The front door isn't the most peaceful option. I got it.
Ah, quite a few things to do then. So we got M3, M4. Then we got side missions, nothing at the moment. Points of interest history. So, find collar inside the bookstore. I've been having problems with my augmentation system ever since yesterday's attack. If I want to access to all my abilities, I need to see a specialist. My doctor, Vaclav Koller, runs a black market clinic out of a bookstore near my apartment. It's called the Time Machine. Find Koller inside the bookstore. It seems Koller has run afoul of a local criminal gang. If I want him to fix me up, I'll have to get past the Diwali thugs who are tearing up the Time Machine and make sure he's okay. What have I got here then? Whisper chip. An advanced listening device created by Yanis. Yanis or Janice? I don't know. Ah, this is good. It's got absolutely everything. Aim the reticle over the objective locator to bring up the name of the current objective. Hold while the reticle is on the locator to instantly access the objective's description. In the objectives menu, you can choose your current objective. Well, I've got loads of stuff to do, so.
Nerozumím anglicky.
What'd you say?
Dejte mi pokoj.
She's going to get really annoyed with me though if I go in there, isn't she? Is there a vent I can climb into? I need to get into that apartment. Has to be a way into that apartment. So if I try and hack that door, she's going to get like really upset with me. Because it's probably her house. Let's give it a try. So I need to get to data store. Ooh, look at that. That's not good.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Ooh. Okay. Going in your house now.